Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today we have a very special guest that we have to introduce to you. Everybody meet Daisy K. Look at her. She's so sweet. 5 weeks ago, I gave birth to the sweetest little babe. I'm gonna try and put her down now, so hopefully she stays asleep. Okay, welcome back to my channel, everybody. I'm so excited to share with you today my birth story. 5 weeks ago, I gave birth to the sweetest little baby, Daisy Kate, and I thought for my first video back, what not better to do than to sit down and share with you my birth story. I personally love hearing other women's birth stories. I think they're so interesting, and birth itself is so miraculous, so amazing. Everybody's birth is so different, so I love hearing everybody's different experiences. I also think it can be really good and encouraging to hear other people's positive experiences with having a baby, because I know giving birth, labor, delivery, having a baby, becoming a mom can feel really daunting and scary sometimes, and so hearing people's positive stories with that I think can be helpful and encouraging. Okay, also quick disclaimer, I am talking all about birth, so that is naturally a very TMI topic. I'm going to try and not be TMI or graphic about it, but if you don't want to hear about birth and stuff like that, then don't watch this video. Without further ado, let's jump on it. Before I get into the actual birth story, I thought it'd be good to give you a quick recap of my birth with baby number 1 and what my birth plan going into that was and how that experience was. With my first pregnancy, I did a ton of research, educated myself about labor and birth, and I did a natural birth course. I did a lot of stretches and exercises throughout pregnancy to help prepare my body for having a baby. I ate the dates, I drank the tea, did all the things. My main goal or hope, prayer, besides having a healthy baby obviously, was to have as least medical intervention as possible. So I wanted to go into labor naturally, to not need induction. And yeah, I also did want to try and do it unmedicated, but I wasn't completely set on not having any pain relief, but I at least wanted to try. I ended up having a 36-hour labor. I went into labor 40 weeks and 2 days. I had her at 40 weeks and 3 days. I went in naturally. I didn't need it to be induced, but I did end up getting the epidural like halfway through it, and then epidural slowed down contractions, so then I needed Pitocin, and then eventually I made it to 10 centimeters dilated, and I pushed for about an hour and a half. And I had Primrose, and she was perfectly healthy, and overall it was a pretty good experience. I didn't feel any pain during the actual pushing part. I did have some second-degree tearing, but overall the recovery wasn't horrible. It also wasn't super easy, I would say. But overall I had a good experience. I didn't really have any complaints. My only main prayer for my next birth was just hoping that it would be a little bit shorter of a process and like shorter pushing time. But yeah, that was basically it. So going into preparing for my birth with baby number 2, I did all the same things to try and prepare my body. My only change in birth plan was that I did want to make sure I get the epidural at some point. I still wanted the least medical intervention possible, and I did want to try and labor as long as I could without pain relief, but I really enjoyed not feeling any pain during Primrose's birth. It was very peaceful and not relaxing, but it was a very nice experience. So I was hoping for the same with this one. Okay, so leading up to my due date with baby number 2, I was having tons of Braxton Hicks. I don't know if they were Braxton Hicks or if they were contractions, but they were pretty painful, and I would just have like a ton all day long, but none of them were consistent or would stick and were leading to anything. And so I thought for sure I was gonna have the baby earlier, or if not, like right around my due date. But lo and behold, my due date comes and there's still no baby. So I have my 40-week appointment. They do an ultrasound just to make sure, check everything is good, everything looks healthy. They did say that baby was measuring 8.5 pounds, which I know those measurements can sometimes not be accurate, but I was getting kind of nervous thinking like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have like this massive baby. What if I can't like push her out? I also did not want to be induced. Yeah, I was just hoping and praying that I would have the baby soon, but they did suggest if I don't have the baby by 41 weeks, that at my 41-week appointment, I could get a membrane sweep to help kickstart labor, and if that wouldn't do anything, then they kind of said I would need to be induced. So that whole week, I was just praying, preparing, thinking like, okay, I'm gonna have the baby, like any moment, any day. And each day would go by and still no baby. Okay, quick funny part of the story story. So after my due date, I don't remember which day it was, but it was the end of the night. We were getting ready for bed and my husband called me. He's been rereading Mere Christianity and he just randomly says, he's like, you know, I had a weird feeling that you're not gonna have the baby until I finish Mere Christianity. And I was like, okay, how many chapters do you have left? He's like, I have 3. And I was like, okay, let's read like the wind. Let's finish Mere Christianity. We just laughed about it. We thought, I don't know, we didn't think much of it. Then I'm 40 weeks and 5 days. It's the end of the day. Kadmi finishes Mere Christianity. And so I'm thinking, okay, he said that thing. I don't know. Kadmi usually doesn't say things like that. So I was like, I'm probably gonna go into labor tonight. And that night, I actually start having like the worst Braxton Hicks I've ever had. They were so painful. I thought like, oh my gosh, I'm going into labor. But of course, after a few minutes, they completely go away. So the next morning, I'm like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? It was the last day before my 41-week appointment. And so I'm just thinking, okay, I give up. I guess it's just not going to happen. Because I would kind of feel the same every day. I would feel so much pressure, so many contractions. I was so uncomfortable, but nothing would happen. So I just thought, okay, I guess I'm going to have my appointment tomorrow and get the membrane sweep and whatever. Who knows what'll happen. Whatever happens, happens. As long as this baby is born eventually and is healthy. And so that night, we went on a walk after dinner like we usually do. On the way back, I was like, oh my goodness, she feels so low. I was like telling Kadmi, I was like, I feel like my water's gonna burst or something, which I've never had that feeling. But I was like, it's probably I just have to pee or something. Anyways, we go inside and I'm just sitting on the floor. I'm doing like crisscross applesauce, like the butterfly stretch. I don't know what you call it, but just stretching. I'm on my phone. It's like 8 p.m. We're gonna get ready to put Primrose down soon. All of a sudden, I feel this gush of liquid. It wasn't like a pop, but I was like, that is my water. My water just broke. Oh my goodness. So we quickly call my mom and my sister. They come on over. They were gonna stay with Primrose here. And so we're packing our bag, getting the last minute things in there. And Primrose was so cute. She was so excited because she's been asking about, when is the baby coming? When is the baby coming? We were explaining to her how labor works and when it starts and how we're gonna go to the hospital and grandma is gonna come. And she was like so excited. She knew it was finally happening. Say bye. We go to the hospital. It's like 9 p.m. They check the liquid to confirm it's my amniotic fluid. And they're like, yep, that was your water. At this point, I start having contractions, I think fairly consistently. So that was good. Oh, they checked me. It was 3 centimeters dilated, which I was like, okay, that's something. Because with Primrose, when I went into labor, I was only 1 centimeter. So I was like, okay, this is progress. And so they admit me. It's like 10 p.m. And at this point, the contractions are starting to come pretty frequently and they're getting pretty painful. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I already want the epidural. But I was like, I literally just got here. Like, I can't get the epidural now. That is so weak of me. I need to like actually try. And so the nurse though, she's looking at me. She's like, no, second babies come fast. If I were you, I would just get that epidural now because you need to make sure you can stay still during the epidural. And so I decided to just get the epidural. I got it and it actually did not work right away on my left side. They had to keep, I don't know, coming back and trying to fix it. I don't know what they were doing, but eventually started working on the left side, which was good. Also, weird thing was that with Primrose, same thing happened. Like the epidural didn't work on my left side for part of it, but again, they eventually fixed it. Then it's like 11 p.m. I have the epidural. They checked me again. I was at a 4. I was 4 centimeters dilated. In order to start pushing the baby out, you need to get to 10 centimeters. And so all night I'm just kind of trying to sleep and just get some rest, and they keep checking me every hour, every few hours, and I just keep dilating another centimeter, which was really encouraging and good because with my labor with Primrose, once I got the epidural, contractions slowed down because I was sedentary. I was in the bed. You can't move obviously, or you can't walk around when you have an epidural. And so when I stopped movement, contractions kind of started to stop. For this time around, they just kept going. And so I didn't need any Pitocin or anything. My body was just doing it, which was exactly what I prayed for. I was like so grateful and excited. Then it's like 6 a.m. Check me again. I'm almost 10 centimeters, but my epidural kind of starts wearing off on the left side again. And then the midwife comes, and it's a new midwife now. And so she's like, you're at a 10, so let's just have the baby. And I was like, okay, can we like fix the epidural first? Because I don't want to like feel having the baby. But I don't know, remember what happened. I don't remember if they fixed it or what they did, but whenever I start pushing, pushing. I think it was 7 a.m. when I started pushing, and I could feel on my left side, my side and back and hip was really like in a lot of pain, but that was kind of it. I didn't feel anything else down there, so at least that was good. But yeah, pushing, most of pushing was honestly very, not relaxing obviously, but it was very peaceful, very nice. Our midwife was so sweet. We were just chatting the whole time. I really liked that my midwife let me push in whatever positions I wanted to, or she kept suggesting, what if we tried this, or what do you feel most comfortable in? So I really liked that. So I pushed for, I think, an hour and a half again. At 9:30 she was born. But at the very end of pushing, this is where it got kind of scary from at least my husband's perspective, obviously, and I couldn't really see what was going on down there. So I pushed Daisy's head out, and I guess the umbilical cord was wrapped around her neck, and she wasn't crying or making any noise, and she looked really purplish gray. The head is out, but the rest of the body's not coming out. So I guess her shoulder got stuck, and then things started like happening really fast. All the midwife, the nurses, the doctors, whoever was there, which I don't even know where I feel like these people came from, they just kind of like showed up all of a sudden. So one of the I think she was a doctor, I'm not sure, but she shoves on my stomach or my belly really hard, and then someone's like grabbing my legs and like folding me kind of like a pancake. I don't know what they were doing, but they were just trying to get the baby out, obviously, because I think the cord was, you know, not letting her breathe and she needed to get out. Anyways, everybody was super calm, but you could tell they're like moving really fast and that something was not right. I don't know what they're doing, but they quickly did whatever they needed to with my body to kind of like force her out. She eventually comes out, and then I see her, they kind of put her up, not on my chest, but they kind of like hold her up, and is like all purplish gray. She does start coughing a little bit, which that was comforting to me. I thought like, oh, okay, she's making noise, so that's good. And they're trying to like stimulate her, try and get her to cry. She still wasn't really letting out a good cry, so eventually they take her to the warmers. Then she starts crying, and they're checking on her, making sure she's all good. Thank God she was all healthy.
Okay. Oh my God. Happy birthday! Oh, that was hard. Good. Oh my goodness. Hi. Hi. Happy birthday. Look at your eyes. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I know. You're trying. You're trying.
Yeah, that was basically it. They eventually bring her back to me. We get to do skin to skin. We get to nurse. Yeah, it was all good. My husband did say, though, it was the scariest thing. Like when he saw her head come out, just how she looked, and she just did not look okay. Praise God that she ended up being okay. After everything kind of calmed down and Daisy was good and I was good, the midwife kind of came up to me and explained to me what happened. She explained how her shoulder got stuck on my left side, and that's called shoulder dystocia, and a lot of times doctors will recommend a C-section for your next birth if you had shoulder dystocia with the previous one. But she said in my situation she would not recommend that, and it was only I think about like 40 seconds of, I don't know if it was 40 seconds of Daisy not breathing or not making noise, or I think she was stuck for 40 seconds. I think that's what she said. It was like a little scary, but it wasn't like too horrible or scared. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if she was just trying to reassure me or make sure that I wasn't freaked out or anything. But yeah, she said she's all good. Her shoulder and clavicle was good. Sometimes the shoulder dystocia situations, the baby's clavicle or shoulder needs to be broken to kind of like get them out quickly. But Daisy was perfectly fine. Okay, Daisy's actually crying right now, so I'm gonna go get her. I'll be right back. Okay, somebody woke up from a nap. Okay, I'm gonna finish this up because she probably wants to nurse soon. What was I saying? So overall recovery though has been so much better. I did have second degree tearing again, but it for some reason felt so much better than recovery with my first. Also, Daisy was 8 pounds, which was pretty big, I think, and I was like so scared after I heard she was 8 pounds. I was like, oh no, her shoulder got stuck, she's 8 pounds. Am I gonna have like a horrible recovery down there? But it was so much better. I don't understand how. I don't know, just because your body already did it before, so now it's already stretched or whatever. It's been really good, which I'm so thankful for because I have a toddler now, very busy toddler running around, and a newborn, and so I can't just like sit on the couch all day. Also, breastfeeding has been so much better, and she's a very good, very sweet, very chill baby. She's just a little hungry right now. I should go feed her. Thank you so much for watching. Excited to get back into a good routine again and hopefully start making more videos soon. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!